don't know that I will ever feel anything like that again. It's the enormous power of television.
For decades, Smokey and the Bandit has remained a fan favorite, filled with high-speed chases, southern charm, and unforgettable performances. But behind the laughter and legendary chemistry between Burt Reynolds and Sally Field, there were secrets left untold. Until now. At 78, Sally Field finally breaks her silence, revealing the truth about her time on set, her real relationship with Reynolds, and the behind-the-scenes moments fans never knew. Buckle up, because this is the untold story of Smokey and the Bandit, like you've never heard before. A love that sparkled like fireworks but fizzled too soon. Off-screen, the undeniable chemistry between Sally Field and Burt Reynolds wasn't just an act. It was real. Their connection was electric, immediate, and impossible to ignore. We had only known each other for a few days, but it felt like years, Field recalled in her memoir. Their bond was so intense that even those around them could feel it. Jerry Reed, Reynolds' co-star, once remarked, "You could cut the tension with a knife." It was like watching two teenagers hopelessly in love. But love, as passionate as it was, wasn't enough to keep them together. Their relationship, while fiery and exciting, was also turbulent. Reynolds, accustomed to being the star, found it hard to accept when Field started gaining more attention. At one event, fans eagerly sought Field's autograph, leaving Reynolds sidelined. He didn't take it well. As time went on, cracks in their love story deepened. Field later reflected on the complexity of their romance. There was love, but there were also a lot of problems. Chief among them was Reynolds' need for control. He wanted to shape her career, influence her choices, and dictate her path. "From the moment I walked through the door, it became about controlling me," she admitted. What had once been intoxicating soon became suffocating. Love may have brought them together, but control and resentment tore them apart. Their story wasn't just one of passion, it was a cautionary tale of how love, no matter how bright, can dim when overshadowed by power struggles and unfulfilled expectations. How did she feel upon losing her lover? Let's find out. Sally Field's enduring love and loss, a farewell to Burt Reynolds. Sally Field is grieving deeply. The iconic actress has spoken out following the passing of her former partner and Smokey and the Bandit co-star Burt Reynolds. Her words are not just those of sadness, but of lasting affection and an unbreakable connection that time could never erase. There are moments in life that leave such a profound mark on your soul that they never truly fade. Field shared in an emotional statement to Us Weekly. "Even after 40 years, they remain alive within you. My time with Burt is one of those moments. He is a permanent part of my past and my heart, and he always will be. Rest, buddy." Reynolds, a Hollywood legend known for his charm, wit, and unforgettable performances, passed away on September 6, 2018, at the age of 82. He suffered cardiac arrest while in a Florida hospital, marking the end of an era for fans and loved ones alike. Field and Reynolds first met on the set of Smokey and the Bandit in 1977, where their on-screen chemistry quickly blossomed into a real-life romance. The two became one of Hollywood's most beloved couples, sharing 5 passionate years together. Even decades after their relationship ended, Reynolds never shied away from expressing how deeply he had loved her. "She was the love of my life," Reynolds admitted in a candid interview with Vanity Fair in 2015. His voice carried the weight of regret as he reflected on their past. "I miss her terribly. Even now it's hard for me. I don't know why I was so stupid. Men are like that, you know. You find the perfect person, and then you do everything you can to screw it up." Their love story wasn't just confined to real life. It played out on the big screen, too. The duo reunited in Smokey and the Bandit 2 in 1980, reigniting the magic they first shared. They also starred together in Hooper and the End in 1978, cementing their status as one of Hollywood's most memorable on-screen pairs. Though their romance didn't last, the bond between Field and Reynolds remained undeniable. His passing is not just the loss of an actor or an old flame. It is the loss of a part of her personal history, a love that, though no longer present, was never truly absent from her heart. Even in death, Reynolds' presence lingers in Field's memories, his voice echoing in the past they shared. And as she bids him farewell, her words are not just those of mourning, but of a love story that, despite its end, will forever be written in the pages of her life. But then, what was her background like? Let's dig into the early life of Sally Field. Sally Field, a timeless icon of stage and screen. Sally Field, born on November 6, 1946, in Pasadena, California, is a legendary American actress whose career has spanned an incredible 6 decades. She has left an undeniable mark on both film and television, earning some of the most prestigious awards in the industry, with 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globe Awards, and 3 Primetime Emmy Awards under her belt. Field's talent and dedication have been widely recognized. She has also received nominations for a Tony Award and 2 British Academy Film Awards, proving her versatility across different forms of performance. Her contributions to the arts have been honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the National Medal of Arts, the Kennedy Center Honor, and, most recently, the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award. In 2023, Sally Field was born into a world that revolved around Hollywood. Her mother, Margaret Field, was an actress, while her father, Richard Dryden Field, worked as a pharmacist and had served in the Army during World War II. Her parents' marriage, however, ended in divorce in 1950. 2 years later, her mother remarried Jock Mahoney, an actor and stuntman. While Mahoney's presence might have seemed like a doorway into Hollywood, Field later revealed in her 2018 memoir that he sexually abused her during her childhood, a harrowing experience that shaped much of her early life. Despite the challenges she faced at home, Field was an energetic and lively teenager.
Sal, come walk on my back. And so I did.
She attended Portola Middle School and later Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, where she became a cheerleader. Among her classmates were some notable figures, including future financier Michael Milken and talent agent Michael Ovitz. Actress Cindy Williams, who would later star in Laverne and Shirley, was just a year behind her in school. Field's early years were not without hardship. At 17, she faced an unthinkable situation when she had to undergo an illegal abortion in Mexico, an experience she later described as traumatic. Tragically, she was also molested during the procedure. These painful moments were part of the silent struggles she carried while stepping into the spotlight. Sally Field's story is one of resilience and triumph. From a troubled past to becoming one of the most respected figures in Hollywood, she has not only survived, but thrived. Her life serves as both an inspiration and a reminder of the strength it takes to turn adversity into greatness. At what point did she start acting? What made her discover her talent in acting? Let's dig into the details of her journey into acting. An accidental start in acting. While school wasn't an easy place for Sally, she found a sense of belonging in acting. It gave her an outlet, a way to express herself beyond the chaos of her personal life. While attending Portola Middle School and later Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, she discovered a natural talent for performing. Then, at 17, something unexpected happened. She attended a party where a talent agent noticed her and suggested she audition for an acting workshop at Columbia Studios. With no formal training but an innate ability to connect with audiences, she earned a spot in the program. For 8 intense weeks, she trained with other young actors, learning the craft that would later define her career. Her hard work paid off when she caught the attention of casting director Marcia Levy, who was searching for fresh talent. Sally stood out, not just for her beauty, but for the emotional depth she brought to her performances. In 1965, Sally landed her first major role in Gidget, a light-hearted TV show about a teenage surfer girl navigating life in Southern California. At just 18, she beat out 75 other actresses for the role. Though the show only lasted 1 season, reruns during the summer made her an unexpected teen idol. Hollywood quickly realized her appeal and cast her in The Flying Nun in 1967, a bizarre but strangely successful show about a young nun, Sister Bertrille, whose lightweight frame and oversized habit allowed her to fly. The series ran for 3 seasons and became a cultural hit. But behind the scenes, Sally was miserable. She hated the show, hated the character, and hated the way Hollywood saw her. She wanted to play real women with real emotions, but instead, she was stuck in a role that felt like a joke. "I felt trapped," she later admitted. "I was playing a part that didn't represent who I was or who I wanted to be." As she entered her mid-20s, Sally made a shocking decision. She would do whatever it took to change her image. In 1972, she took a controversial risk by appearing topless in the film Stay Hungry. She hoped it would prove she could handle mature roles, but instead, the movie was barely released, and her reputation remained unchanged. Feeling frustrated, she made an even riskier decision. For nearly 3 years, 1973 to 1976, she turned down every sitcom role that came her way. It was a huge gamble. Hollywood wasn't known for giving second chances to actresses who walked away from the roles that made them famous. During this time, she studied at the Actors Studio under the legendary Lee Strasberg. It was here that she finally began to hone her craft and transform into the actress she always wanted to be. But it was a grueling process, filled with doubt and frustration. At one point, she even considered quitting acting altogether. But she was eventually able to get things together. How did she get it right? At what point did she achieve her goal of becoming a serious actress? Let's delve into the details. The turning point, from sitcom star to serious actress. Her persistence finally paid off in 1976 when she landed a role that would change everything, Sybil. In this Emmy-winning TV film, she played a woman with multiple personality disorder, a role that demanded intense emotional depth. Her performance stunned audiences and critics alike. For the first time, people saw Sally Field as more than just the flying nun. She was an actress with extraordinary talent. Sybil opened the doors for her, proving that she could handle complex, serious roles. Following her success in Sybil, Sally was cast in Smokey and the Bandit in 1977, a fun, high-energy action comedy starring Burt Reynolds. The film was a massive hit, cementing Sally's place as a leading lady. But behind the scenes, things weren't as lighthearted. Sally and Burt had a passionate, highly publicized romance. At the time, Reynolds was Hollywood's top box office star, and their relationship became the talk of the town. However, decades later, Sally would reveal shocking truths about their time together. In her memoir, she described Burt as controlling and emotionally manipulative. She also exposed his hidden drug use, something that had remained a secret for years. Even more shocking, she admitted that despite their intense connection, she had refused to speak to Reynolds for the last 30 years of his life. He was charismatic, he was charming, but he was also deeply troubled, she revealed. And I knew if I stayed, I would lose myself. Sally Field's career is a testament to resilience. She fought to break free from the image Hollywood forced upon her, risked everything to prove her talent, and ultimately became one of the most respected actresses of her generation. From her early struggles in an abusive household to the painful choices she made in love and career, her story is one of strength, survival, and self-discovery. She wasn't just an actress. She was a woman who refused to let anyone define her. And that, more than any award or role, is her true legacy. How was the journey to stardom like? Let's look into the rigors of her journey to stardom. The resilient journey of Sally Field, a star who refused to be defined. Sally Field's journey to fame was far from effortless. Beneath her radiant smile and undeniable charm lay a woman grappling with profound struggles, battling depression, an eating disorder, and the relentless pressure to continually reinvent herself to stay relevant in Hollywood. In her deeply personal 2018 memoir, In Pieces, she candidly shared how these battles nearly consumed her. Yet, rather than allowing them to define her, she found the strength to fight back. determined to carve out her own space in an industry that often demanded perfection. A major turning point in her early career came in 1976 with Stay Hungry, a comedy drama directed by Bob Rafelson. The film, set in the world of bodybuilding, featured Field as Mary Tate, a gym receptionist who falls for a wealthy businessman, Craig Blake, played by Jeff Bridges. However, it wasn't just the storyline that caught people's attention. It was a daring scene in which Field appeared partially nude, something she had never done before. The idea terrified her. She hesitated, unsure if she could go through with it. "I had never done anything like that before, and I wasn't sure I could,"
It's not like American television has ever done before.
she later admitted. But she pushed through, preparing for the role with a strict diet and exercise regimen, shedding 10 pounds to meet the film's demands. Stay Hungry also marked the on-screen debut of a then-unknown Austrian bodybuilder, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Field observed his dedication and work ethic, even though he was still learning the craft of acting. The film premiered in April 1976, and while it wasn't a massive box office hit, grossing only $5 million, it found a loyal fan base over time. Critics, especially the renowned Roger Ebert, praised Field's performance, describing her portrayal as touching and vulnerable. Though the film didn't catapult Field to immediate superstardom, it earned Schwarzenegger a Golden Globe for New Star of the Year, setting him on the path to becoming one of Hollywood's most iconic figures. For Field, Stay Hungry wasn't just another role. It was a test of courage, one that proved she was far more than just a charming actress. But did she get what she aimed at? Let's find out. Breaking Through, the role that changed everything. Later that year, Sally Field's career took a dramatic turn when she landed the role of a lifetime in Sybil, a TV miniseries based on a true story. The film told the harrowing tale of a woman suffering from dissociative identity disorder, once called multiple personality disorder, brought on by severe childhood trauma. But this wasn't just any role. Field wasn't just playing Sybil. She had to bring to life 13 different personalities, each with a distinct voice, posture, and emotional depth. It was the most demanding role she had ever faced. Determined to do justice to the character, Field immersed herself in research. For 6 months, she studied the disorder meticulously, working with dialect coaches to perfect different speech patterns, and spending time observing psychiatric patients. She knew this was her golden opportunity, a chance to prove she was more than just the cheerful, girl-next-door sitcom star the world had come to know. Filming was relentless. For 12 weeks, she endured grueling 16-hour days, pushing herself physically and emotionally. In one especially intense scene, where Sybil is tied to a table, Field's commitment to authenticity went so far that she dislocated her shoulder. But rather than stopping, she gritted her teeth and finished the take.
No, please put me down. Please put me down. Don't take me in there. Don't take me in there, please.
When Sybil aired in November 1976, it became a national sensation. Over 92 million viewers tuned in, almost half of the U.S. population at the time. Critics were stunned, calling Field's performance groundbreaking. The industry finally took notice. That year, she won her first Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress. Fighting back tears in her acceptance speech, she said, "This means more to me than I can possibly say. It validates everything I've been working toward for the past decade." This role changed her life. The industry, which had long dismissed her as just another sitcom actress, now saw her in a completely new light. Reflecting on the moment, she said, "It was as if I had been invisible before, and suddenly, people could see me." In 1977, Sally Field's career took an unexpected and life-changing turn when she landed a role in Smokey and the Bandit. How did she experience this turning point in her career? Let's dig into the details. From TV star to movie sensation, Smokey and the Bandit. Up until that point, she was best known for playing cheerful, all-American characters in TV shows like Gidget and The Flying Nun. No one imagined her as the leading lady of a high-speed action comedy, except for one person, Burt Reynolds. Reynolds, already a Hollywood megastar, saw something in Field that others overlooked. He was convinced she was the perfect choice for the role, even as the studio executives disagreed. They wanted a more conventionally glamorous actress, but Reynolds refused to back down. He fought for Field, using his influence to get her the part, and in the end, he won. Filming kicked off on May 23, 1977, in the blistering Georgia heat. With a modest budget of just $4.3 million, the production had little room for error. The relentless temperatures, soaring past 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius, made the high-speed car chases even more demanding. But Field, determined to prove she was more than just a TV sweetheart, embraced the challenge head-on.
Take your hat off. If you want to.
At 30, she was at a crucial crossroads in her career, eager to transition into film. Meanwhile, Reynolds, 41 and at the peak of his stardom, brought an air of confidence and mischief to the set. Despite the grueling conditions, he kept spirits high with his trademark humor and practical jokes, making the tough shoot unexpectedly fun. Then came the big moment. When Smokey and the Bandit hit theaters on May 27, 1977, it became an overnight sensation. Audiences loved it, and the film raked in over $126 million, making it one of the year's biggest box office hits. For Field, it was more than just a successful movie. It was her breakthrough. She had proven she could hold her own in major Hollywood films, opening the door to a new and thrilling chapter in her career. Winning Oscars is a significant feat in the career of actors and actresses. When and how was she able to nail this achievement? Let's find out. Her Oscar-winning transformation, Norma Rae. In 1979, Field's career soared to new heights with Norma Rae, a film that would earn her first Academy Award. She played a courageous textile worker fighting for labor rights, a role originally considered for Jane Fonda. Determined to bring authenticity to the character, Field worked in a real textile mill in Alabama, experiencing firsthand the tough conditions factory workers endured. The film's most iconic moment, where she stands on a table holding up a union sign, was filmed in an actual mill, with deafening machines running around her. Field did the scene repeatedly until it was perfect. When Norma Rae premiered, critics were in awe. They praised Field for making her character both strong and vulnerable, bringing her to life with raw authenticity. The film earned $22 million, a significant sum at the time, and in 1980, Field won her first Oscar for Best Actress. Her acceptance speech was heartfelt, as she dedicated the award to the real-life woman who inspired her role.
They said this couldn't be done. Norma Rae was a real gift to me.
It was official. Sally Field was no longer just a former TV star. She was a powerhouse performer. Field's career continued to soar, and in 1984, she won her second Oscar for Places in the Heart, just 5 years after her first. She played Edna Spaulding, a widow struggling to save her farm during the Great Depression. Initially, Field turned down the role 3 times, fearing it was too similar to Norma Rae, but director Robert Benton wouldn't take no for an answer. He even showed up at her house, spending hours convincing her to take the part. She fully immersed herself in the role, living with a Texas family, learning to pick cotton, milk cows, and even slaughter chickens. Her hard work paid off. The film was a hit, and her Oscar speech became legendary. "I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me," she said.
And I can't deny the fact that you like me right now.
In what became one of the most quoted speeches in Oscar history. From iconic roles in Steel Magnolias to Mrs. Doubtfire and Forrest Gump, Sally Field continually showcased her remarkable versatility, effortlessly switching from comedy to drama with ease. Her path to success wasn't always smooth. She faced many challenges, including moments of heartbreak and failure. but she never let them define her. From starting out in TV sitcoms to winning 2 Oscars, Sally Field's journey was filled with personal and professional growth. Through every setback and triumph, Field remained a fighter, inspiring generations to believe in themselves and their abilities. What do you think about Sally Field's confirmation of the truth about Smokey and Bandit? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.